All right. Biblical DNA here. All right, so today we got one. This cat named Darryl Thomas came running his mouth, talking about Brother Garfield and him believing in, the historical figure of Jesus. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. All right, it's on the Garfield versus Gorilla Hebrew. Is the 12 tribe chart real or fake? Or fake, right? So this Darryl Thomas ran his mouth, um, talking about, oh, Garfield said Jesus existed and whatnot. Jesus is from the tribe of Judah. First of all, the tribe of Judah was just a kingdom. It wasn't what people think it was, where they came from an eponymous ancestor named Judah. There is no historical proof that Judah ever existed. Another fact is there's no primary sources placing the tribe of Judah ever in captivity in Egypt and Kemet. Yeah, right. So, but we got the sea peoples being in Egypt as slaves, but we don't have no so-called tribe of Judah being in Egypt as slaves. Do y'all see the problem with that? I think you do. All right. So he goes into all this nonsense. Oh, I'm lost, and that he was a Jew, and I'm like, wow, okay. That's cute. You like your own comments. Like this dude likes his comments right after he posts them. Like he needs to pat himself on the back, to boost his ego, to prove what he's saying is the facts. You know what I'm saying? That's complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. And I can do it too. You ain't the only one can like your own damn comments. You see what I'm saying? I could do the same thing too. You ain't nothing special. All right. So if scholarship says the historical figure Jesus existed, what is Garfield supposed to do? Is Garfield supposed to just go with his own freaking his own estimations, his own hypothesis? No, he has to go with the historians say, what the scholars say. Virtual all scholars of antiquity accept that Jesus was a historical figure. There goes your notes. Here we go. There you go. You can read these. This ain't Garfield that posts that. This ain't me that posted this. This is what the experts say. This is what the scholars say. Although interpretations of a number of events mentioned in the gospel, most notably his miracles and resurrection, vary and are a subject of debate. So the argument isn't that if he historically existed, is if his miracles happened as they occurred. That's the debate. You see what I'm saying? Don't sit there and try to complain that, oh, Garfield said he's existed. That means he believes in the miracles. No, that's not what he said. So why you have to say some nonsense like that? And then when I challenge you, why do you have to get all upset because I called you out on you're wrong. I called you out for being wrong because he didn't say that nonsense. Right? So my problem is, don't call somebody out their name if you don't know what their perspective is, if you don't actually know what that person is talking about. And why not just talk to Garfield your dang self and ask him what it means? Oh no, you too coward. You too a coward to go on this channel to actually debate him and challenge him. Oh, that's right. All right, so am I breaking it down to him that he was from Judea? He was a Galilean Jew. He didn't consider himself to be Israelite because the whole confederacy of the Israelites were done away with. Only the Samaritans, the remnants of the Samaritans left behind with their genealogy, can prove that they descend from those so-called Samaritan Israelites that was once in the land of Sumeria, right? So, all right. So then he asked me, are you saying people in Israel are the real Jews? Which Jews in Israel? Which Jews? You have the Mizrahi Jews. You have the Ashkenazi Jews. You have the Sephardic Jews. You have the Colchin Jews. These people. You have the so-called the black Jews. 1 second here. What is these people? Huh? What are these people? These are your black Jews. These are the real black Jews. The people that were called black Jews. This is them. This ain't you. These are the real black Jews. These people right here. These are the real black Jews. You are not the real black Jew. These are the black Jews. These are the people they were calling black Jews, not you. So when they have names, which I'm gonna bring showing, they were calling themselves, oh, they look somewhat dark skin or dusky skin. Guess who that's talking about? That's talking about these people. They didn't all look the same. A Jew is an ethno-religious group. It's not a race. It's an ethno-religious group. Man, the ignorance out of this individual. You are truly are an unlearned individual. Judeans wouldn't exist if the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi didn't live there. A Judean is a person from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, or Levi didn't dwell there. Judea is the ancient historic biblical Hebrew and the modern day name of the mountainous southern part of the region of Israel. Right, and the Israel that who created? Who created? Oh, the European Jews created. The Zionists created. Not the so-called African Americans here in America. They didn't create it. The Zionist Jews of Europe created it. The Rothschilds. They created it. You didn't create it, right? And this is all the Jewish that I'm like, who's the Jews? Who's the Palestinian Jews? The Jerba Jews? Which Jews? The Italian, the Romante Jews, the Yemeni Jews, the Karaite Jews. Which Jews? You tell me. What about the Jewish Berbers, the Berbers, the Moors that committed to Judaism? What about them? Hmm? What about them? You tell me. Are they part of that or no? Oh, okay. The Northern Kingdom was calling themselves Samaritans, and see, you see how he edited it? He was actually saying, he actually called them Sumerians. Let me see. It doesn't show, but that's all right. I got a screenshot. I can pull it up. In fact, I'm gonna send it right now to my. I'm gonna send it right now. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna send it right now to my email. All right, 1 second, y'all. Let me get this sent. Because this guy had no idea what he was talking about. And he said it so serious too. Like he put all this in bold. He has time to do this. This guy is a troll. I don't know if he's actually a Black Hebrew Israelite troll or he's a troll like an Israeli troll or whatever he is. But this guy is just finished, man. All right, so I'm telling him I am thinking you are the unlearned one here. I don't believe an eponymous ancestor named Judah, Benjamin, Levi ever existed. There is absolutely no proof that these so-called eponymous tribes were ever in captivity in Kemet. Historically, there is absolutely no primary sources placing them as being slaves in Egypt. The Bible isn't a primary source. Biblical Hebrew, you mean the saying that the Samaritans still speak to this day? Show me again who is the one unlearned. I think it would be yourself. So I'm just saying, the Samaritans still speak their Hebrew, their Israelitish Hebrew. So I'm not really sure what Hebrew he's talking about because I don't see people in West Africa speaking Israelitish Hebrew. They just don't. They speak their language, their Niger Congo Bantoid language. That's the language that they speak. They don't speak a Semitic, Phoenician, Paleo Hebrew. They don't speak that. They don't speak a Proto-Semitic language. I'm just saying. All right, so he goes into like the curses of white skin and saying that white skin is supposedly leprosy and vitiligo and albinoism. This is complete nonsense. First of all, somebody suffering from leprosy or vitiligo, it doesn't matter. Any race, anybody. can suffer from such a disease or virus. It's not prejudice. Anybody can catch leprosy. Anybody. It's not known for people catching leprosy nowadays, but people still catch it in some places. I believe it's the Middle East and somewhere in Asia. So, well, obviously West Asia. Hmm. Where is leprosy most likely? So it's saying like India, Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria. So these people, so it's in warm, wet areas of tropics, subtropics. But so you're saying, oh, wait, it wasn't leprosy for real. It was vitiligo. Okay, vitiligo. All right, vitiligo. What is it? A condition in which the pigment is lost from the areas of skin, causing whitish patches, often with no clear cause. Okay, so you're telling me that if this person right here, who I would say is a so-called Caucasian or a so-called whiter skinned person, if this person lost their skin color of the original, would they not notice that? Would they not notice that? So you're telling me this is only black people suffer from this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Oh, this is dusky skin right here. This is what they would be considered dusky skin tone. Oh, see? He got it too. So these viruses or diseases, skin disease, it's not racist, man. This stuff isn't prejudice like how y'all claim it is. Anybody can catch this stuff. It's complete nonsense to sit there and limit it. Listen, this is a so-called white man. Look at his face. Look at his hands. So if he stuck his hand inside, you're gonna tell me he's not gonna notice? This man isn't gonna notice. Of course he's gonna notice. This is the most prejudiced doctrine I've ever seen in these Black Hebrew Israelites. That's all they teach is prejudiced doctrines. Most ridiculous doctrines ever. And then they should be taken seriously? I don't think so. You're not gonna be taken seriously. You're not gonna be taken seriously. What about albinoism? Right? You want to go into albinoism? Do you really want to go into albinoism? Do you think that only black people suffer from albinoism? That is the most prejudiced, dumb doctrine I've ever heard. What would you say he was? A so called African? Right. Oh, because of the kinky hair, right? What about this one? What would you say she is? Asian? Hmm. So she got leprosy too. So is it limited to a specific ethnic group or race? No, obviously not, right? What about her? Is it what would you consider her? I'm just saying, man, you can't make this stupid stuff up. I'm just saying. My own cousin had albinoism. What about this one? Oh, because he's Caucasian, it don't count because he's already pale. What a dumb doctrine, man. Dumb doctrine. Dumb doctrine. This stuff isn't just limited to one specific people, man. That's just a stupid doctrine. It's finished. It's a wrap. You can't use such a stupid doctrine. Dumb doctrine, man. All right. Yada yada. This been debunked. It is Samaritans, not Sumerians. This guy. The Sumerians were from Sumer. The Samaritans were from ancient Israel who called themselves the Israelites. Yep. You sure about that? Funny because the Shulamith bride told the daughters of Jerusalem not to judge her because of her suntan skin, but somehow being white is a curse. All right, so we're going to go to the Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5 through 6. And this is important because it does show that the daughters of Jerusalem were judging her because of her suntan skin. And this is very important. Very important. Why would she be getting judged just because she was outside in the sun working? That makes no sense. So a farmer would be considered a slave nowadays. Well, yeah, look. Farmer's tan. Look at this. Farmer's tan. What's a farmer's tan? What's a farmer's tan, y'all? What's a farmer's tan? This is wrong. A farmer's tan. It's so wrong. So wrong. So wrong. I mean, I've already done this in the whole boxwood understanding. The Israelites had boxwood complexion. Look at this. Uh-huh. So it's limited. It's all limited. Right. All right. All right. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. Dark am I, Shakor, and comely, daughters of Jerusalem, as tents of Kedar, as curtains of Solomon. Fear me not, because I am very dark. How did she become dark? Because the sun has scorched me. So she tells you why she became dark. Wasn't because she was a dark-skinned person already. It's because the sun has scorched me. She became very dark suntan. If I go out and stay in the sun all day, every day in Florida, I become very, very, very dark. And don't tell me, oh, it's because you have black in your blood. I see white people, Caucasians, at Apollo Beach and Playa Linda Beach. Now, these beaches, there's parts of it that are nude. What people are out there, majority? Caucasians, so-called white people. So-called white people, and they look dark, bronze skin. That's how they do it. They look so much tan, so tan, they look bronze. All right? Ridiculous. The sons of my mother were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards. My vineyard, my own, I have not kept. So she tells you the reason why she got suntan or dark suntan is because she became the vineyards, the vineyard keepers of her mother's sons. Her own vineyard she hasn't kept. So if you're out there working in a farm, what color are you gonna get? Huh? What color are you gonna get? What color are you gonna get? What color is that? You're gonna get dark, right? So if the daughters of Jerusalem weren't dark skinned, what color were they? Huh? What color were they? It's the same doctrine they were pushing in Europe. If you had dark skin, a dark complexion, I don't care if you look like Vin Diesel. If you had a little bit of tan in your skin, you were considered like a slave or servant because they knew you were doing hard labor. This goes into the deep concept. This is why you see depiction of ancient Egyptian women as light skinned because they like their women light skinned. People don't understand about this. They don't understand this. Some people do, but not majority of them. They don't understand that concept. They don't. They don't understand that concept. I mean, how can you if you don't experience becoming tan? How can you know if you can't experience that yourself? It makes no sense. All right. I had to give him the definition of leprosy too because and I should have put albinoism on there, but I was like, nah, the guy's already like and regardless of what you tell these people, like I feel like they just don't care. So regardless of what you tell them, it is not even gonna matter to them because they just simply do not care. All right, so he told me to read a book. I'm like, how about you go read a human biology or take a class in it? Because obviously he doesn't know what vitiligo, albinoism, leprosy is. So take a class of human biology. I took it at a state college. You can take it at a state college too. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, I was driving earlier. So my question is, if you was driving earlier, how do you have the time to put all this stuff in bold? That's a stupid excuse. That makes absolutely no sense. If you're driving, how are you putting everything in bold? You have to put those asterisks on the beginning of the sentence to all the way to the end of where you want to have bold. How are you able to do that if you was driving? Oh, so you're not a good driver, right? You text and drive. So you're just running your mouth, texting and driving. Makes perfect sense. Makes absolutely perfect sense. So this right here was considered what? Judea. Judea. So when they separated from the Samaritans, were these people really calling themselves Israelites? And I don't want to hear, oh, Paul considered them. No, that's complete foolishness. Were they considered themselves Israelites? Or were the Samaritans considered Israelites? I'm just saying, if you ask a Jew if if there's a difference between a Jew and an Israelite, of course there is. You can't sit there and say, oh, you're from these ancient Israelites. Ain't nobody can sit there and claim such foolishness, just like I said, except for the Samaritan Israelites who have genealogies pushing them back to the ancient Sumeria of the Assyrian captivity. So, like, class dismissed. Like, this guy's a teacher. This guy's not a teacher. This guy thinks that Adam means dark when it clearly doesn't. We're gonna see what Adam means. A lot of his comments weren't showing. So, in case you're wondering, where did you get that from? Why did you have to say that Adam doesn't mean dark? Well, because a lot of his stuff he's saying was like hatred and stuff like that. But you're gonna see that this cat got away with calling me out of my name. So um, where's Adam? I don't see Adam. Anyways, we'll see where Adam's located at. Let's go to the Black Hebrew Israelites' favorite verse, shall we? Genesis 25:25. All right, we're gonna see. So Esau, right? He came out red, right? As a hairy robe. We're gonna see what this red means. All right, Admoni, red, ruddy, from the same as Adam, red, ruddy. All right, red, ruddy, or fully Admoni, from Adam, reddish, of the hair or the complexion, red, ruddy. All right, so we're gonna go Adam first. Adam, to be red. Be dyed, made red, ruddy, to show blood in the face, flush or turn rosy. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all this quick question: which people, when they get upset, turn red in the face, turn rosy in the face? Did you get the answer? Wouldn't you say so-called Caucasians, right? So-called Caucasians would be get ruddy in the face when they get upset, right? So who wrote this? Why would they write it like this to me have this meaning? Who would wrote this? Like, who was the people that write this? Right? Which people wrote this? To be ruddy in the face. Make it make sense for me. All right, let's go back to the word Adam. All right, so Adam, to be red. To be red. Come on now. All right. I don't know why this is giving me problems. All right, anyways, I'm not even gonna bother it. All right. So, anyways, as you see, it's just the same thing. So, all right, let's go to the comments. Right. So I'm telling him it doesn't mean dark. It means red. He was saying that dark reddish is black. I don't know where he gets this foolishness from. My only understanding is maybe he's getting it from the red heifer means brown, but reddish, dark reddish isn't what he's saying. Like that's not the same thing. I never seen no person looking like this. So that no, that's not what it means. And if you actually want to know where the whole concept of Esau being that complexion, it comes from Petra. The color of Petra. That's where you see this color right here. This is what it's talking about. That's the complexion it's talking about. That's the reason why Esau was described as that. Is that? That's the reason why. It's because of that. So which people were from this area? The Nabateans, Nabateans, right? The Nabateans. They're also known as the I think it's the Sabbateans or something like that. The Sabbateans, Nabateans. All right, so these are the understanding of which people were living there, what they would have looked like, right? So we see that they have that dusky look about them. Let me see. I thought that was better pictures than this. There we go. This is a good one. All right, right here. Bam. So if you, as you can see, this is what they would have been looking like. This is the admoni. This is it right there. As you can see, they have straight hair. There's nothing black about them. There's nothing so-called Caucasian about them. But that's I'm gonna save this one for when I do the who is Esau? Who is the genetics of Esau? I'm not gonna spoil it. I have a good video coming up for that one. All right. Why not? I know more than you. Who are the Jews today? Look at this. This is why I can't take this person serious. Who are the Jews today? Didn't I not tell them this already? See, this is why I can't take people like this serious. Jews are a ethno-religious group. What is people in Israel are the real Jews? Which Jews are you talking about? Palestinian Jews, Mizrahi Jews, Jerba Jews, Sephardic Jews, North African Jews, Romantic Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, Bahrain Jews, Yemeni Jews, Karaite Jews, Ethiopian Jews. Which Jews, bro? You tell me. The Caucasian Jews? I just brought you other Jews up. Which Jews? This is Jews too. Which Jews? These are Jews. These are black Jews. Which Jews? Man, makes absolutely no sense. Or I'm telling him he doesn't know anything about anything like he doesn't know about the Samaritan genealogy. He doesn't know how they can trace their ancestry back. He doesn't know anything about that. He doesn't know what the definition of leprosy, vitiligo, albinoism. He doesn't know that it's not prejudice against any ethnicity. Any ethnicity can catch all three. Can have that as long as albino is in your genes. So if you have an ancestor that had the albino gene, then yes, you inherit that gene from your ancestors. So, like I said, my aunt had a daughter who had albinoism on my father's side. So my father's sister had a daughter who had albinoism. All right, so he's gonna say that Shem. He's going to the whole logic that Shem is dusky, Ham is black, this and that. It's all complete nonsense, man. All complete nonsense. Um, we're gonna see what dusky is. Let's see what this is. Dusky skin complexion. All right. Would y'all say that this is a so-called black woman? This is a so-called black woman to y'all? I don't think so. How is this a black woman? How is this a black woman? This ain't black women's. This ain't black women's. And I don't want to hear, oh, that's a so-called Native American or Hispanic. What about the Palestinians, bro? What about the Palestinians? Are you going to sit there and say that they're not dusky skin tone? Come on, man. This is just the dummy doctrines, man. These are dusky looking people. They look dusky complexion. Look at this. That's the Palestinians. They're dusky in complexion. It's just a dumb doctrine to sit there and claim that that dusky means black. Dusky does not mean black, man. These are your dusky people right here. These are the Bedouins. That's a dusky woman. Look at her complexion. That's a dusky woman. Dusky man. A Bedouin man. He's dusky complexion. Yeah, he even has the undertone of Adam O'Neill. Which if you're gonna watch my future video of Esau, you're gonna find out that the Bedouins, the Shashu of Egypt, they might been the Edomites. What about these Afro Bedouins? You can clearly tell they're Afro Bedouins. Why? They're darker complexion than who? Than this one right here. So they're Afro Bedouins. This is a Bedouin. This is an Afro Bedouin. Afro Bedouins. This is what happens when we mix ethnicities. Bedouin. This is a regular Bedouin. This is not an Afro Bedouin. This is just a Bedouin. You see, he's dusky complexion. These Bedouins would be considered black Bedouins. Bedouins. Dusky complexion. Bedouins. 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 All right. Now, is that clear? What dusky looking people look like? Dusky people. And here's the concept that he tried to use. Shem's dusky. Ham's black. So, what do these people call themselves? The Black Hebrew Israelites. Who calls themselves that? Who is that calls themselves that? Oh, it was y'all because y'all said everybody was black in the Bible. That's the reason why y'all are called the Black Hebrew Israelites. Was it because people decided to call you black? It's because you called yourself black. You called yourself black. So you're saying Ham is the black people. I don't believe black people are descendants of Ham. What I believe is that there were people in Kerma who the Egyptians called Cushites. It was the Egyptians that called the Kermite Cushites. So where did that come from? You tell me. Watch my previous video. Will the real Cushites please stand up? Just saying. You're going to find out what they found in their DNA and their genetics. All right, he goes into the whole Niger. Niger. Only black people are called Niger. Really? Only black people are called Niger? What a dumb doctrine. This is dummy doctrine. It just makes no sense. Only black people is called Niger. Really? So what was this man? This man was a black man? Huh? He was black man? Really? He was a black man. You're gonna really sit there and push that doctrine he was a black man. We really want to go there? He was a black man? I don't think so. I don't think we want to go there. Because he wasn't a black man. That's just completely false. And another thing, right? So you see how his hair is black? You see how his beard is black? I wonder if that's the reason why they called him black. Because he had dark black, brown hair. So they called him Black or like a Morano. I wonder if that was the real reason why. Let's see something. Jack Black, right? So is he a black person? I don't think so. But why did they call him Black? Well, you tell me. Why did they call him Black for? Or why is his last name Black? Why is his surname Black? Was his ancestor, if he come down a lineage of people being black? No, that's not what his ancestors weren't black. And his mother is Jewish, and his father converted to Judaism. His mother was Jewish, and his father converted to Judaism. Black was raised Jewish, attending Hebrew school and having a bar mitzvah. Wow. So after his parents' divorce, his father stopped practicing Judaism. All right, another person with the last name Black. Lewis Black, one of my favorite so-called truther comedians. Let's see. Would you say that this is a black man? No, you wouldn't say this is a black man. Why? Because he isn't black. But he has the surname Black. Just like this Roman had the surname Niger. Did it mean he was black? No, it didn't mean he was black. It didn't mean he was black. This wasn't a black man. But he might have had dark hair. He could have had a dusky complexion. So therefore they called him Black. Niger. He wasn't a black man though. He was what you call a so-called Caucasian. Wow, these people. All right, so he goes into this the verse where it says Ashkor, which he doesn't know. This means black in Hebrew, but it doesn't mean, oh, this person has to be black. All right, and I'm gonna show exactly what he's talking about. Let's see, I might have to remove the. Wait a minute. Oh, my bad. I left out the R. Come on. I was about to say they're doing this to me for real. All right. All right. So as you see, Ashkor, the definition, black, an Israelite. Does this say that this Israelite was a black Israelite? No, it does not. It just says black. What does that mean? Oh, could he been of one of these people? Could he been of one of these people? Wait, could he been a Yemenite Jew? Let's see what the Yemenite Jew looked like. Let's see. Because the Jews were so shocked when they saw the depictions of the Yemenites, how they have dark complexions and whatnot. And we know, according to genetics, that they did have black in their DNA. They did have black in their DNA. All right. So could it been because these people they were darker complexion? Is that the reason why they were called black? But are they African American? Are they sub-Saharan? Absolutely not. They're not. But they're considered black Jews. These are black Jews. Are they black as in African American? No. Are they black as in Central Americans or Caribbeans, West Indies? No. Are they black as in South America? No. The answer is no, they're not. But they're considered black Jews. All right, so he clearly didn't want to answer my question. Are these people black? These are all so-called Caucasians. Identify like you would identify them as a so-called white person. None of these people are black, but they have the last name Black. So I'm just saying, and I mean, you can go to Family Tree DNA, look up Black Family Tree DNA, and you can see their genetics doesn't trace to sub-Saharans. It doesn't trace to what we called a black people. Do they have some haplogroup E's? Maybe, but does that make them all black? No. All right. So we see right here, this is the majority. This is what African Americans majority would be carrying. 60% would be carrying E1B1A or E-M2, right? But as we can see, majority of these haplogroups do not belong to EM2. They belong to haplogroup R1B. Just like who? Gorilla Hebrew. Quite interesting and suspicious indeed. Why would all of these so-called Caucasians be calling themselves black? I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. It is for real. Oh man. All right. So I'm making fun of him, like the whole concept is dusky Israelites. Like what a silly nonsense. Like dusky doesn't mean black. Like dusky, if you have a tan, that means you're dusky looking, olive skin. The Bedouins and the Palestinians are dusky in skin complexion. Literally, you are finished. You want to be Hamite, and the reason why I call them that is because what did he say? Ham equals black. So everybody that's black is considered a Hamite according to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, but not the Negroes. Why not the Negroes for? I wonder. We're gonna get into why not the Negroes. We're gonna find out. Because if you actually want to believe the Bible and the story in Genesis is actually true about Noah and his three sons landing on the mountains of Ararat, which is located in the Lesser Caucasus, that means your ancestors had to originally come from there. But we're going to see about that. We're going to see about that. And he tries to, this is why he tried to use it for. So this one didn't get blocked. But we see that just because you have that name, Niger, didn't make you, or black, doesn't make you a black person. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And there are so many other reasons why you can be called that. It could be your hair is dark brown, showing like a jet black looking color, like a black raven color. Your beard, it could be because of your eyes. It could be because of your complexion is darker than a so-called like average like white person, like a Caucasian or so-called Middle Eastern. So you got the Lebanese, right, and the Syrians. They tend to be a lighter skin complexion people um compared to like the Palestinians and the Bedouins. The Bedouins would be a darker complexion people. These are the Lebanese, right? So this is what Lebanese would normally look like. Yeah, and to me, I still see them as Mediterranean, as having a tan complexion. That's just me. I can see the Mediterranean in these people. All right. What about Syrians? Right? The Syrians have a fair complexion. Like to me, they have a lighter skin complexion. Compare that, and not all of them. Some of them do still look dark, you know. But for the most part, they're a lot of them do have a fair complexion. Look, and I don't want to hear, oh, it's because they're mixed with Turkish and all that stuff. That's complete rubbish. Complete rubbish. What do you think Islam spread into Turkey and whatnot? So these people had to come up from the Middle East. The Semites had to come up to Turkey. All right. But if you look at that of the Bedouins, all right, the Bedouins have a darker complexion. They're very dark compared. They have a darker complexion. So what does this mean? That they were, one was dark and the other one was white. It's not, honestly, it's not even all that serious. It really isn't. But you got people like Darryl Thomas who makes it serious. All right. All right, so here we go. Prove that Shem existed historically. You can't. By the way, when did your ancestors come from the mountains of Ararat? Genesis 8, verse 4, located in the Lesser Caucasus. When did this happen? Never. Kick rocks. wannabe black Hamite. You weren't dusky like the Palestinians or Bedouins. All right, and I got this video. Gonna use the copyright section 107. All right, y'all.
Now, the first name of the Aryans' country was called Arata. It was in the mountains somewhere near Iran and Armenia, like the mountain Ararat, Arata, where the Bible says Noah's ark landed and became the name Arya, Aryan, which in Sanskrit, Arya means noble or noble ones. Also, monotheism was apparently common among Aryans, who eventually invented Zoroastrianism. Now, Noah wasn't Jewish or Israeli or a Hebrew or a Semite. He was the father of all of them. He was just a monotheist who was descended from Adam. So the Japhites would be enlarged, and the Semite Israelites would be scattered into the Japhites. And we'll see this with the Persians, Medes, Greeks, Latins, Gauls, Iberians, Scythians, and Germanic people. We'll go over this in greater detail in the story of Noah. I think this deserves its own video. When you remove all the Jewish mysticism from the Bible, the story begins to make a lot more sense and matches with secular history. So from Noah, we have his three sons eventually forming the three base empires, the Hittites, the Egyptians, and the Babylonians. The Semites in Babylon would appear to become the most powerful, but there is a strong argument that the Egyptians were equally as powerful. Abraham would rise out of Ur of the Chaldeans, which was the ruling city in Mesopotamia at the time. As Abraham was called out of Mesopotamia, it fell apart and was conquered by the Elamites, which secular history and biblical history are in agreement. Abraham would travel to Canaan. His descendants would then spend 400 years in Egypt and come out of Egypt and build the nation of Israel.
Which, if you know anything, there's no primary sources to prove that a people called Israel were ever in captivity in Egypt. So, yeah. But the Sea Peoples were actually in Egypt as captives and became working for the Egyptians and became overlords in Canaan. And if you watch my previous video, the Danoi, who lived until Dan, you will find out that the tribe of Dan, were actually the Danyuan or Danyan. Yeah, go watch that video. It's a 3-hour long video. If you look in the description, you would see that I broke it by timestamps of jump into the DNA or jump into the video and whatnot. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just go to the description and you see the timestamps.
It's interesting that about the same time Moses would have existed, the pharaoh in Egypt actually converted to monotheism, but he was overthrown and the old gods of Egypt were reinstalled. King David would unite all the tribes of Israel, and then they would go into civil war not long after the temple in Jerusalem was built. The northern kingdom, the sons of Joseph, would keep the name Israel, and the south would become the kingdom of Judah, or the kingdom of the Jews. The northern kingdom was very close to their northern Tyrian Sidonian neighbors, and together they were known as the Phoenicians. The Bible tells us that the Phoenicians and the Israelites had trade posts with Javan, or the Ionian Greeks, and even Tarshish, which is in Spain. We know that they established the great city of Carthage, who conquered Spain, which Spain's original name was Iberia, which meant Hebrew. So it was originally called the Hebrew Peninsula.
Alright, so shout out to Jews for Hitler on BitChute for that. Alright, next. Alright, so I don't believe that the Shem, so he can't prove it. The whole Semitic concept does come from the word Shem, but prove that you are a descendant of an eponymous ancestor named Shem. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But you know what's funny? Why did these people believe they're descendants of Shem? The Banu Hashem. Why did these people? Let's see what these people look like, shall we? Why did these people claim that they're descendants of the Hashemites? These people right here. Here we go. I'll do one better for y'all. These are the people that claims to be the descendants of Shem. Look what they look like, y'all. These people claim to be descendants of Shem. It's in their names. They say that they're descendants of Ishmael, the same clan that the Prophet Muhammad came from. It is true. It is true. Right here, look, their eponymous ancestor. Let me highlight that for y'all. Their eponymous ancestor is traditionally considered to be Hashem Abin Abid Manaf, great-grandfather of who? The Islamic prophet Muhammad. That's a cut. That sounds like a cut to me. I'm just saying. Sounds like a cut to me. And let's see what these people look like. One more time. One more again. Let's see what these people look like. Bam! Got him. One more again. This is the old Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. All right. All right, so yeah, I'm just saying to let him know, since he's the one that wanted to use that those people have nothing to do with the Lesser Caucasus. You can't prove me otherwise. You cannot prove to me that sub-Saharans originally came from the Lesser Caucasus. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I don't believe it ever occurred. All right. So jump to these real quick. He wants to say, oh, that these people were black, the Asher and whatnot. Let's see if this one actually, because I didn't check this one, but let's go to it. I wanted to keep this live so it's all fresh to me, so I can know what this guy is talking about. All right. That's not what I wanted. I have to go to the verse itself. Genesis 10:22. Let's jump to it. All right. Asher. All right. So as we see step going, we see that this word does not mean black. This one doesn't mean black. I wonder why. So that Israelite was known as black, but the Asher of Shem wasn't black. It means step or going. So he didn't know this, but there is a difference. And unless you know the Hebrew, you're not going to know that this word means something completely different than the one that he tried to use before. And like I said, just because he had black doesn't mean anything. These people are considered black Jews. These people are considered black Jews. All right. So this case is closed. This case is closed. All right. Back again on with this nonsense of Moses turning white. Exodus chapter 4, 6 through 7. Then Yahweh said, put your hand inside your cloak. So Moses put his hand into his cloak, and when he took it out, the skin was leprous, as white as snow. What did I show earlier? What did I show about vitiligo earlier? We're gonna see what I showed about vitiligo earlier, huh? Didn't I just show y'all that man with his hand in his face? What happened? So you telling me this man, if he put his hand in his bosom and it came white as snow, he wouldn't realize it? He wouldn't have figured something was off. Like it wouldn't be shocking to him. Like it would be scary. Like he would just be like, "Oh, that's normal. That just happens every day." Wow. Come on, man. Who you trying to fool, man? Who you think you was trying to fool? If somebody saw their hands like that, they'll be like, "What in the world? Like, what happened? Why did my hand turn pale as white as snow?" Oh man. Now put back into your cloak, he said. So Moses put his hand back into his cloak, and when he took it out, it restored. So what happened? It would have came back to his original flesh. You see his wrist? That would have been back there. There'll be no different. And you can say this for anybody. So if this man, if he lost all the pigment of his whole hand and it turned back this color, he would notice a difference. This is just dummy doctrine that they teaching. Complete dummy doctrine. Same thing with this woman. If her whole hand would turn white and it would turn black, she would notice she's a black woman. But same thing with this person. If her hand turns solid white like this, and she got back the original skin tone, she would notice. This is absolutely ridiculous. And we know that the Palestinian Jews are not blacks. They're not black people. They're not sub-Saharans. Quit that foolishness. All right, that's it. That's it with that. All right, so I want to touch up on the Caucasian Jews. I'm gonna go and explain to these people what they said about these people, right? So these people were known as Black Jews. Black Jews. These are Black Jews. Black Jews. The Caucasian Jews are Black Jews, right? They're from India. They're Black Jews. Do you see their hair? Is it afro? No, it's straight. But these are Black Jews. Black Jews, right? These are Black Jews, right? Check this out. All right. The Jewish traveler Benjamin of Tadila, speaking of Kalam on the Malabar coast, writes in his itinerary, throughout the island, including all the towns thereof, live several thousand Israelites. The inhabitants are all black, and the Jews also. The latter are good and benevolent. They know the law of Moses and the prophets, and to a small extent the Talmud and the Halach, right? So what people were they again? They were Indians. They were from India. They were considered Black Jews. Are they black? No, they're not black. They're not sub-Saharan Africans. What are they? They look like Indians from India. Look at this. They're wearing what are these boys wearing? Kippas. They're wearing kippas. Why are they wearing kippas? Oh, they got it from the Jews. Oh man. These people ain't black and they're considered Black Jews. Well, it's high time y'all wake up out of this foolishness. I'm just saying. Both Black Jews, these people I just showed you, and the white Jews, the Spanish Jews. Oh, so for y'all that claim the Spanish Jews was black, what did that just say? They were considered white. White Jews of Malabar claim that they are the true inheritors of the old Jewish culture. Bam! There goes your citation. I don't want to hear it no more, man. That's a cut right there. Here you go. The Malabari Jews referred to historically during the colony years as black, although their skin color was brown. Whew! That's a bomb drop. Boom! That's it. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. That's it. You ain't coming out from that. That's it. That's all she wrote. These are your so-called Black Jews. These are your Black Jews. They ain't black. They're not black. And look who's on the who is this? Who is this on their wall? That is the Zionists on their wall. I'm gonna get you the name of who that is. All right. Try to get you this guy right here. This is the Zionist. Bam. This one. This is the Jew that was the Zionist. Theodore Herzl. That's the guy that is on their wall. Theodore Herzl. A white Jew who can be considered black because of his hair on his head and the beard on his face. He had a jet black hair on his head and jet black beard. But these are the black, so-called Black Jews, the Caucasian Jews of India. They are considered Black Jews. That's all she wrote, man. I'm telling you, that's a TKO. You ain't getting up. You down for the count. The referee done stopped. Your trainer done threw in the white towel. You finished. He threw the towel on top of your head. Like you just done. I'm just saying, man. These are your so-called black Jews. And they're what? They're not black. Oh, man. Caution Jews. What are they? They're black Jews. These are black Jews. Black Jews? Black Jews. These are black Jews. But what are they? They're not sub-Saharan African. They're not Native American. They're not Latinos. They're from India. And they're not black. But they were called black. All right. All right. So these are the other ones. The Adeni Jews, or the Adenite Jews. Adenite culture became distinct from other Yemenite Jewish culture due to British control of the city and Indian Iraqi influence, as well as recent arrivals from Persia and Egypt. The so-called black Jews, right here. These people be considered black Jews. All right, that's your black Jews. Got a good look at it? All right. All right, so to end this, right, we got a depiction of the Ham, Shem, and Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So this is the depiction of Ham, Shem, and Japheth by I think he was the early 1900s painter. This is what he depicted them as, because geographically, these are the type of people that would have, be suspected of coming down from the what? Lesser Caucasus? I'm just saying. Let me know what you thought about this video if you caught any part of it. That's just a wrap on this Darryl Thomas. I know you're a Black Hebrew Israelite, but after this video, I would be embarrassed to even consider myself Black Hebrew Israelite. But teach us on. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Biblical DNA out.